Hello and welcome to yet another video which is on Greek tragedy. Greek tragedy is believed to be associated with the god Dionysius. According to ancient Greek religion and myth, Dionysius is the god of the grape harvest, wine and fertility and also theatre. So, the early forms of Greek tragedy were based on the story of god Dionysius. Greek tragedy is said to have emerged from a non-dramatic source, the choral songs or the chorus. Okay, this word tragedy, it originally meant a god song in Greek. So this term tragedy, it originally meant a god song in Greek. It's because when a god was sacrificed on the altar, it was accompanied by a funeral song. According to the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, a dithyramb is considered to be the predecessor of tragedy. A dithyramb is defined as a frenzied, impassioned choric hymn and also dance in honor of the god Dionysius. So it is considered to be the predecessor of tragedy according to Aristotle. Arrian, a poet who lived in Corinth in the 6th century BC, is believed to have composed tragic choral songs. Thespis is considered to be the first Greek tragedian. He was the one who introduced the tradition of actors using masks to convey their facial expressions. Okay, so this Thespis is considered to be the first Greek tragedian, and he introduced the tradition of actors using masks to convey their facial expressions. The plots of early tragedies were based on Greek myths so that the audience would be familiar with the stories and characters. Okay, so the plots were generally based on Greek myths. Okay, then about Greek tragedians. The most acclaimed Greek tragedians are Aeschylus, Sophocles and Euripides. So the first Greek tragic playwright worth mentioning is Aeschylus, who lived around 500 BC. He composed about 70 plays, but only 7 survived. He is the author of great tragedies such as Prometheus Unbound, Agamemnon, etc. So the next great tragedian was Sophocles, and he was credited with authoring over 100 plays. His best known tragedies are Antigone, Electra, Oedipus Tyrannus, etc. He was the one who introduced scenes in his plays. And he excelled in creating humane characters, which makes him different from Aeschylus. Aeschylus always made his characters heroic, whereas Sophocles excelled in creating humane characters. Okay, and compared to Aeschylus, the chorus in Sophocles' plays became less important in explaining the plot, and there was a greater emphasis on character development and conflict. Then the third of the ancient Greek tragic dramatists was Euripides. He was famous for his insight into human nature and his skill in creating situation and dialogue. His famous plays are Hippolytus, Hecuba, Andromache and the Trojan women. So this greatest tragic dramatist, Euripides, he was famous for his insight into human nature. Okay, and also in his skill in creating situation and dialogue. So these are the 3 major Greek tragedians: Aeschylus, Sophocles and Euripides. Then about the 4 main parts of a Greek tragic play. Greek tragedy had a definite prescribed structure. There were four main parts to a Greek tragic play. First one is prologue. What is a prologue? It's an introductory scene that established the subject and theme of the play and portrayed one or more characters. So this is the introductory scene. Prologue is the introductory scene. Then second one is parados. That means here we can see the entrance of the chorus. The choral song provides further exposition and foreshadows subsequent events. Then the third one, episodia. 4 or 5 episodes, each separated by a choral ode and which constitute the main action of the play. Then the fourth one, exodus. Here we can see the conclusion, which follows the last ode sung and danced by the chorus. So these are the four main parts of a Greek tragic play: prologue, parados, episodia and exodus. By 400 BC, Greek tragedy seems to have declined, but it had produced a huge volume of literature which remains unrivaled even today.